Hello everyone, this is Dominika and welcome to our new episode of the Expat Career and Lifestyle podcast. And today I am coming to you with a new fantastic guest, Alena Gomes Rodrigues. She is a certified trauma coach and also an expat. And with Alena, we are going to speak about her own experience as an expat mom and also how she changed her career and how we can find a balance between working, running a business, and also having family, and also on a project that Alena is working currently on. So thank you very much for being with us today, Alena. I am so excited to have you. So please tell us more about you and also your journey as an expat.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. And thank you, Dominika, for having me. I'm happy to be having this community. Hopefully that's my intention because, I can feel the pain. I can feel the struggle. I've been an expatriate myself for the last 16 years, I think. And it was not always an easy ride. It was not always those like beautiful pictures that we post out there to make everybody back home jealous about what a great life and career we are living. So I can feel that. I can feel that pain. And this is exactly why actually throughout my whole 16 years journey, I ended up doing what I do, which is working with expatriate women who want to have it all, have the career or business, and thrive abroad. So do it all without much of a support of that extended family back home, like all the other moms have. Yeah.
Fantastic. So could you please tell us more about how you started your journey, international life? What were the steps? So how did you end up because right now you are living in Paris, in France, yeah? So tell us more about it. Yeah,
and sorry, I cannot show you my beautiful background and the Eiffel Tower because it's too much light outside, but I usually show off. I love it. But how it all started, it didn't start in Paris. In my last year of university, so I was like 24 and I'm thinking, well, this is the longest summer I'm going to have in life because once I finish my university, I'm going to start working and forget it 3-4 months of holidays. So I was like, now or never, I want to go abroad. And I found an internship. So I went with IAC organization. So it was not to study abroad, but to really, I found an internship. I found a paid job that was related to my studies. So I studied sociology. And I got that first job. And it was meant to be just for that long summer. But because they loved it, it was in Latvia. So I was the first intern to ever come to work to Latvia. It's not that sexy as going to London or the US or I just went. I liked the job description, so I was like, heck, why not? So I went there. It was super challenging as a first experience, being in a country that's not used to welcoming foreigners and people who don't speak Russian or Latvian, like the local languages. It was super challenging, but they loved it so much. I loved it, so I decided to stay longer. They extended my internship and just ended up going home just to finish my master's, just thesis and do my final exams. And the moment I got my diploma, I found another internship, that time in Belgium, and I left again. And after 1 year in Belgium of that second internship, I was hired as an employee in a big multinational corporation. And it was just the start of an incredible journey. So it was very interesting because I never intended to expatriate. I never had that dream, live and work abroad. Some people have that since young age, want to live another life in another country. I never had that. During that first internship that was just meant to be for 3 months, I felt so scared at the beginning and I felt so homesick. And I was like, how can people do this for longer than just a few weeks? It felt so hard. But once I got in that, I never wanted to go back, of course, because I learned so much, even more than just the language and job, like my first job and everything around that new culture. But the most that I loved learning about was about health. I felt like I had to go that far to actually come closer to me and who I am and what matters to me, because it put everything in a challenge. Who am I really? That was my culture and expectations and beliefs. Everything, all of that was questioned in this new context, in this new culture. And I had to find a way. What is it that was like them putting on me? And what is it that's really me? What am I about? Who am I? And what is that new identity of me being abroad and nobody knowing me? Because I went by myself at the age of 24 with just like 2 suitcases. I knew nobody. There was nobody with me. I didn't have a husband. I didn't go to see a husband there. Like, it was me, myself, and I going for a new job in a company I've never been to where I didn't know anybody. So it was fantastic. It was scared as hell. I never did anything that scary before in my life. But it all started this incredible experience that I've been living until now.
Yeah. So how did you find yourself in France, in Paris? Because you were doing your internship in Belgium, and then what was the next?
So after 4 years in Belgium, where I was growing into more and more senior positions, I realized, because I was going through some leadership tracks, and I realized through being coached the first time that this is what I love doing for others. So learning about coaching, I realized I want to have those skills myself. And so that's when afterwards I shifted into HR positions, because that's where in that multinational, it was a telecommunications company. So lots of R&D, lots of nerdy guys. But I was like, there's no way I can be a coach for them in their job. But if I go into HR, that's where I can help. So that started transitioning from project management and marketing into HR. And after 4 years in Belgium, I got the offer to go and do HR for the whole region, Asia Pacific, China. I spent 1 year in Shanghai. And there I burned out because it was too much. And the role, not what was promised, really went completely sidetracked. That's that expatriate assignment. After I thought I'm just going to pack the suitcase and go home. I was ready to call it a day. I was like, guys, done. I'm probably going to find my first job home in Czech Republic. I've never jobbed there actually before, but maybe it's the time to go back home. I was 30. I was single. I felt completely out, and I was like, what am I doing here? But there were people in the company who still believed in me and who loved what I was doing, and offered me another job after Shanghai. I could choose between New York and Paris, and I chose Paris. And I applied for the job, and I stayed here. I kept growing, but that's the point where I started feeling like, okay, it's time. I found the man of my dreams. We had a family, and I was like, okay, this is like, I'm not willing to be a workaholic, super achiever, ambitious, corporate ladders. I'm not interested anymore. That's it for coaching wise as well. They put a ceiling on. They said, well, you're too young to be a coach. And I was like, whatever. So bye. I started building my own business, and I left the moment I had my daughter. So I was like, there's no for me staying in a corporate job that doesn't fulfill me, spending there all of these hours and paying a nanny with my daughter, who's like so precious to me. Like, for that doesn't make any sense. So that was where I left my corporate career, started my coaching business, and I was a full-time mom at the same time. So that's the story of Paris and of business.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so it was like a big challenge, a big change in your life. But like, what prompted you to choose this next step in your career, like becoming a coach for Expat? Why did you like go for this type of career and business?
Yeah, it's a good question. Initially, I did that. I was a career coach. That's what I was doing best at the company when I was still a corporate HR. What people came to me most for, it was to become better as leaders. So I was doing leadership development coaching, but I was also doing career coaching. So people who were kind of like in a crossroad. Where do I go next? That's what I was doing in that corporation. So that's when I started my own business. That's what I was focusing on as a freelance coach with my coaching business. I did and I did like team building event. I was a trainer and facilitator for that as well. But it made me realize those are not people I want to work with. So I loved my clients and I helped them and I was like fully invested in their success. But at the end of the day, when I was thinking like, is that what I'm spending my way from my daughter for? Like it was not in me. I felt like if I'm really to take the time off from my daughter, it needs to be for something that I'm passionate about. And that's where I realized I had to make the switch. And this is where I switched off to expatriate women who have ambition, dreams, and who want to do more, just be an expat mom, traveling spouse. And that's where it really clicked into place for me, because those are my women. I get what they go. I've been there. This was my struggle one day. I know exactly how hard it is, how they need every bit of help they can get. So that's how I should. That's how I came to do what I do now.
Yeah. So how did you like manage this your life as an expat, being a mom, so having your family, and also starting and growing your business? Because for many women, it's difficult to find a balance between your career and your family life. So sometimes you can feel guilty. Sometimes you can feel like overwhelmed with everything, like confused about the steps that you have to take to like feel the fulfillment and also take care of your family. So how, like, based on your own experience and also people that you have coached, what can you advise how to find this balance, or if it's even possible to find this kind of balance?
Yeah, great question. I thought it was not possible to find a balance. I was told that like, stop wanting to be the supermom because you will burn out and you will just damage everything. You will not do anything well if you won't do too much. But I was like, screw you. I want to have it. I want to find a way. So I was struggling for a long time myself before I found finally the answers. And the answers were not in treating the symptoms, like management. Just because I have too much to do, it doesn't mean that I need better routines or just better control. I was already like super organized. I was already planning my day, like by half an hour segments. That's not the answer. The answer came through mental fitness, positive intelligence, that helped me learn and distinguish where I'm going, where I keep pushing from voices in my head that are fear-based, that they tell me I have to do this, otherwise I'm not good enough. That kept comparing me to others, like, where is my business and where's the business of my competitors? By the way, there's nothing like a competition. Where is it that I'm doing things just because I want to look like a good mom or feel like I'm a good mom? Because I felt like basically at the root of it was I was not feeling good enough. I had that not good enough syndrome. And that's where all my achieving and pushing was coming from. So only when I realized that that's what it is behind, that it's basically my strengths that I'm overusing, and that I can still keep them. I can still keep my ambition to want to have a great career or business and be a great mom. But I have to take that fear off. I have to fill that hole inside first that tells me that I'm not good enough. And I have to start believing something else. So what really helped me, like that was my turning point to realize it's that self-love and self-compassion. That's where it starts. Because that's the place from where you start going for your dreams and they start pulling you. You no longer have to push and like with all those negative emotions and stress and burnout. But the moment you find your purpose and you find something you love doing, you're good at and people need, and you do it because you love it and you love yourself, not because you're not feeling good enough and you want to, like, you do it just for the likes and the followers. And You have to do it for the right reason. And that's where it will give you the clarity about where your balance is. Because for everybody else, it might be something else. It might be different. But this is the only place where you will stop feeling guilty. Like you will stop feeling guilty when you're with your kids that you're not doing your business. Oh, I'm missing out, and everybody's working so many hours, and I don't have the hours for my business. Like, oh, I'm going to fail. And then when you're with your in your business, you feel guilty about, no, I'm a shitty mom because I'm not with my kids. All of that, blah 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 blah. It stops the moment you get centered. You feel like, yes, I'm good enough. I love myself no matter what, and it's all okay. Like it's going to be okay. That's the place from which you make decisions that don't make you feel guilty or any of that, like blah blah. It sounds easy, but that's the hard work that not everybody wants to hear, like that they need to be doing, because there's no quick fix, there's no quick solution. It's a daily habit, routine, and practice, and you need to keep checking those in your head because they can drive you crazy otherwise.
Yeah, so it's like having like self-compassion, starting with self-love for yourself and understanding what is your purpose. So those are first steps that you can take.
That's the beginning, yes, because that tackles the root cause of all your struggle, of all your burnout and not good enoughness. Yes, it's a first step. It's not all of it, but that's where you need to start. Yes.
Yeah, because like, for example, many moms, working moms or business owners moms, they can think about improving their time management, that maybe they are not good at managing their time or delegating more things. So those steps, of course, are important. But yeah, I think it's more like as you said.
But you'll be struggling with this because you will feel like, delegate. Okay, I know I should delegate, but it costs money. So then there's the fear of like financial things, like, but how do I delegate if I don't have a profitable business yet? And giving out the control, like somebody else doing what I do best. Those are all those fear-based voices in your head that will make it scary for you even to delegate. Or you will feel like delegate to a nanny, like hire nanny for like Saturday so that you can work on your business because you have no other time to do that. But then you feel guilty that I'm delegating like care of my children, or you will feel guilty that you get the house cleaner so that you don't have to spend like 3, 4, 5 hours a week cleaning up your house, but you can spend it on your business or with your kids. But then again, like all those fears and beliefs about what is right. Like in my culture, it was not okay to hire a house cleaner because you were a shitty woman. Like how come you cannot do all and take care of your household? Like we don't hire house cleaners in Czech Republic. You're like a posh person to do that. So all of this shit in your head, and you know what you should be doing, but there's no way you will be able to do the right thing.
Yeah, so like how to take this first step, because okay, you can think about that, okay, I have to work on my fears. I know that my fears are, for example, feeling not good enough or comparing, but how to find the time to like start working on your fears, because you can have many excuses to don't do that.
Yeah, and those are not, they don't even feel excuses. They feel like the real stuff. Like busy mom, no time to like for 1 hour meditation every day. Like forget that. Where should I take it? I'm not going to sleep just 2 hours a night. But that's where it comes down to your priorities. It really starts with your awareness. What is this costing you? The way how you're running right now, how is that working out for you? What does it give you? What's the price you're paying for all of that? Only then when you realize that it doesn't make you more productive to be overbooked. It doesn't make you feel better about yourself because you do so many things, because at the end of the day, you still don't feel fulfilled and happy because you still didn't tick off all those things. It's literally impossible. It doesn't help you get more organized and more productive because you will still not be happy. You'll be thinking, I'll be happy then. And when you get there, you will celebrate maybe for 3 seconds. And then again, you will think about the next thing you want to be doing. And that will be your new goal. It's like moving horizon. You will never get there. The first step is the awareness that those are lies you're telling yourself. They will not get you where you want. Those are just little breadcrumbs feeding you along the way. So the only at this will put the mental health, like clearing up that stuff in your head, as a priority, because you will see that by spending maybe 5-10 minutes in the morning, by doing that self-compassion or journaling or whatever mindfulness exercise where you drop into your body, you clear your head, and you get into, we call in mental fitness, sage. Rather than hearing the lies, saboteurs that keep pushing you, activate the area of the brain that is more calm, that's connected, that's full of love. That's where the self-compassion, that's why it starts with self-compassion. Gratitude journaling, another excellent. You put yourself in that part of the brain that is much smarter actually, but you don't hear that voice because it's much more soft, it's much more like silent even. That's why you need to get silence to yourself to hear it. And that will give you the right answers on how to run the rest of your day. It will save you time because you will be able to say no to a bullshit you would have normally done because you're guilty and those voices telling you you should or you must, otherwise you're not good enough. You will make people angry, they will reject you, will not like you, blah, 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 blah. You lower down these voices, you activate your sage, your inner essence, you guide your older self, elder you will get a sense of what really matters, what are your priorities for the day, for the week, for the month, and with that clarity you start running your day, because that's what will inform your choices, your decisions, and it will change your state of being. So even though, for example, you'll be doing stuff you hate doing because you cannot delegate it, you cannot just get rid of it, must be done, you don't like doing it, but once you're in a calmer state of mind, in your Jedi, your God, whatever you want to call it, once you connect with your essence, you will do it with a completely different energy. It will not drain you anymore. And you will find yourself doing it faster, lighter. It will not drain you. It will not burn you out. Some things you might throw away of your to-do list, something you might add, but in general, you will be like, the goal is to start feeling like you can be happy now. That's the Jedi level, really, the black belt of mindfulness. You realize it's not about that I'll be happy when, but you will get to the place where you will believe it to your bones that I'm doing great. I can be happy already where I am now, even though it's not perfect. That's okay. And I'm okay. I'm great. I feel love for myself and I feel love for my little ones or big ones around me and my family, and it's all good.
Fantastic. So thank you very much for sharing that, Alena. So I invited Alena because she's working on a fantastic project which will actually help you with finding balance and also understanding what is your purpose. And I am also part of this project, so I am very happy. So could you please tell us more about that?
Yes, and happy to have you in, Dominika, as well. So this free virtual project is called Corporate Expat Moms Summit. It's 5 days, 15 interviews. We are starting in May 9th, and it's really interview series with expatriate experts, coaches, working moms, and all of our intention is to share an inspiration with you. So it's for all those working expat moms out there who want to do it all without burning out and thrive abroad. And they are just asking themselves, like, how the heck do I do this? Like, please help, somebody help me. So we will talk about business, we will talk about career, we will talk about kids, like how to help them transition as well, like all these things, our relationships, like all these things that cause us stress and then make us burn out. We will talk about that. And our intention, mine and all of the speakers, including Dominika there, was to give you some easy, actionable things, some insights that you can start implementing today to feel a little more relieved. Like, yes, okay, I've got this, one day at a time, one step at a time. So it's full of inspiration, full of hope, full of personal stories that the speakers share. And there's sales. We are not selling anything. There's a free get in, and all of the interviews are about sharing content, not about selling anything, so you don't have to be worried about any kind of like spam salesy conversation there. It's all done from our hearts to your hearts and to your life, to your expat life.
Wonderful. So thank you very much for sharing that and also for organizing this fantastic summit. So I will share the link so you can go and check more about that and also who are the guests and sign up. So if people want to connect with you, Alena, how they can find you?
Yeah, the best thing is to Google my name, Alena Gomes Rodrigues. You'll find my website, which is alenagomesrodrigues.com. You'll find my LinkedIn profile, where I go live with the Corporate Expat Mom broadcast every Friday. You can find my YouTube channel, Corporate Expat Mom. You can find my Facebook group, which is the Inner Circle. Mm-hmm. It's called Zen Supermom Cafe. And that's for all overwhelmed moms who just want more calm and peace and stop getting like, burnout, hair and fire. Mm-hmm. So just there's so many places. Just check it out, see the one that fits you and where you are and connect.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I will put the link to the website so people can go and connect with you. You are everywhere, so it's easy to find you. So great. Thank you very much once again for being with us today, Alena. Thank you very much for listening. If you are listening to the audio version or watching, if you are watching the video, and share with us what are your learning points from this interview, what are your questions when it comes to finding the balance between your life and career. So share in the comments what are your struggles and sign up for the summit. And I will be back with another fantastic episode. Thank you very much and goodbye.